Reality Check TV. Here's where we discuss some of our favorite reality shows to watch together as a couple. So if you love reality TV like we do, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you can get notified anytime we post a new review.
Expeditiously.
All right, so we are back for another Summer House Martha's Vineyard review. We said this in our last review for Love and Marriage Huntsville, but if you did not catch that video, make sure you do, by the way. But we definitely want to acknowledge and thank you guys for all of the support that we've been receiving over the past few days. It's really been amazing. It's been unexpected as well, but we definitely love you guys. Please make sure to continue to leave comments, guys. We're trying to get back to everyone. Talk to us. We're going to talk back. Don't be afraid. Don't be shy. We all family here. So, ask us anything. I also want to get it out the way now. And I think Evan will repeat it at the end of the video. Let us know what other shows you guys are interested in, because we're also trying to put together a list of shows to review over the summer. Since there is a writer's strike, I know that there's a lot of shows that we planned on reviewing this summer, but they've been pushed back. So just let us know if you guys have any ideas as well, because we're definitely open to it. We do have a couple of other shows, 2 other shows in particular, that are still happening, that we plan to add to our roster later this month. So just trying to get the church announcements out the way. Do you got anything?
I see some of y'all already started commenting on our recent Love and Marriage Huntsville we just put out yesterday.
Yes.
So y'all continue to comment. We're definitely going to respond.
Yes.
Let us know what y'all think. We're down for the conversation.
Yes. So I think that's it. You ready?
Let's hop into this mess.
Let's get into it. Okay, guys. So the episode picks up with Jasmine crying at the dinner table about how she doesn't want to isolate herself from her female friends, and she feels like the connection between her and her friends is just getting a little bit distant, and she's worried about that, and she's having a hard time figuring out her new role of being a wife and also being a good friend, right? Part of me understands where she can possibly be coming from. I said this in the last review, but then there's a big part of me that's like, girl, like, you've been married for 2 days and you already crying like this. Like, you already having a hard time. And it's like, girl,
she wasn't ready for that.
Absolutely not. Like,
it's a combination of her not being ready for that transition, and then when you over here, when your husband's pretty much a dictator, it doesn't help.
Right.
So, you're getting pressured from different angles to the point where, like I said, it has her emotional.
Right. And to be quite honest with you, I don't feel like it's her friends, because at first she says she feels isolated, like she doesn't want to isolate herself, and she's basically saying like her friends don't understand her new role, and like it's just been hard to adjust, right? Which any type of major change in your life, like a new marriage, is going to take some adjustment, not with just you, but the people around you, your family, your friends. Completely understand that. But I think we really need to focus on the isolation part, and that's because she's having a real strong case of FOMO. She was one way before getting married, and she's trying so hard to play this very stereotypical wifey role. And she's having a hard time because she's a party girl. She's, young, and she still want to be out here in these streets. And I think she's the one that's battling with that. And Jordan even mentioned that as well. She was like, here I am thinking like she's just, really embracing and holding that wifey title across her chest. But at the end of the day, she kind of just got sucked into it. I don't really think it's so much she just got sucked into it. I think that she's having a difficult time seeing you ladies be single, having fun, and just existing. Because even if you're in a relationship, you guys are just existing. And she's with this man that honestly is having an issue with who she truly is. Mm-hmm. And that's really the bigger part of the issue. Like that's really what we need to talk about.
Well, at the end of the day, it's not that hard to see. Silas is controlling. Yes. he wants to erase the old Jasmine and build a Jasmine that he feels fits what he
believes a wife should be.
Yep.
Right.
And that's his mission. And that's why he's having a hard time, because he won't accept her. She wants him to accept her. Right. It's a collision. There's nothing parallel.
Right. And even Bria mentioned this as well. And y'all know I do not like Bria. In every episode it gets I get more and more annoyed by Bria. But, a broken clock can be right twice a day. And in this moment, I agreed with her. She was like, I feel like she isolating herself. Like, that's not on us. Like, if you end up in a relationship, you're the one that feels like you need to change and mold yourself into this person. And she was like, I'm going to be the same person that I am today. Now, mind you, when you get into a marriage or any relationship, of course, there's going to be some changes. You're going to change. You're going to adjust, especially marriage. I imagine, because I'm not married. But I do think that the core of who you are shouldn't change for the most part. Like, y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I think the type of changing that she's trying to do and the type of accommodating that she's trying to do for her new husband is completely opposite of who she truly is. And that's just going to continue to cause conflict within her relationship with Silas as the days go on. And we're seeing that in real time on this show. And they have not even been married for a week. So, okay, girl. But the next day, Jordan and Jasmine end up having a conversation in Jordan's room. And I do appreciate them, or I would say Jordan asking, like, well, basically, how can I best support you in this phase in your life? Because I heard you last night. I heard you loud and clear, and it seems like you are struggling. So what can I do as a friend to make this easier for you? And Jasmine was like, just check in on me as well. Like, I check on you guys, but, ask me how I'm doing, because she is having a hard time being a wife. I appreciated the conversation. I'm still not a Jasmine fan, but I appreciated the conversation, and I feel like it's extremely important to have like real authentic conversations with your friends like this, especially us girls, us women, because we're now at this age where there are some major shifts and changes. I mean, I'm going through it right now. A lot of my friends are getting engaged, getting married, having kids. And it's a lot of things that we have to adjust to. A lot of things are shifting. However, my advice to Jasmine, besides getting a new husband, is I also encourage you to find friends that also are married to balance it out. Right? I have my single friends, and then I have my friends that's in relationships. Because I do think that to a certain extent, your one friend can't be everything for you all the time, not in all situations. So I do think it's important to have some balance, and that's just not for the ladies, that's for the men as well. You have your single guy friends, and you kind of have your homeboys that's married or in relationships. That's kind of like on the same time that you're on. Like, you want to be able to have a friend group that is kind of on the level or at a point in their life that kind of matches up with where you're at. Like, I think it's just important to have that balance.
No, I agree.
Yeah. I would say the same thing with like friends that have kids. Mm-hmm. Like, if I'm the only mom in the group. Like, that has to feel really isolating, right? Like, I'm the only one looking for a babysitter. Like, all my friends going out. Like, you know, you want to have your mom friends too that you can relate to.
Baby going to the club too.
Yeah, baby ain't going to no damn club. So Miss Tatiana's back in the house. Miss Shanice, she's here, thotting and bopping. Y'all know I got an interesting soft spot for Miss Shanice. She's a hot ass mess, but she's back. She's talking about how she's leery of Alex because he knows, or she knows that he knows about her situation with her ex. So now she kind of looking at him side eye, and I'm like, girl. No,
just because he knows your dang Carfax.
Like, girl, that's what happens. So she's saying that she's gonna try to avoid him. She ain't really feeling him. And then Shanice ends up meeting Simon, Bria's boyfriend, and Simon brings up how, you know, I know some interesting things about Shanice, you know, a little bit about her past. So we're thinking he's talking about what everybody else is talking about. And we find out that Bria and Miss Tatiana has OnlyFans. I'm not shocked.
Now, they claim, though, there was no nudity. It was just a bunch of pictures of them in bikinis.
Shanice has been nude for the 2 episodes that we've known her.
I know.
So you know, if you want to get me to believe that her OnlyFans ain't popping with a little bit of cleave.
Well, you know, the camera crew definitely got everything.
And some ass. Right. She was giving it for free. So you think she on a platform where you can get paid for it and not?
I'll tell you this. Camera crew got a free show.
Okay, girl. So all of the ladies are getting ready to do a little spa day in the house. So they're like running around the house, getting ready. I think the rest of the guys are going to be going out doing their own thing. But Summer goes downstairs in the basement and she sees that Milo has shitted on the floor underneath the pool table. This is type of shit that I'm talking about. No pun intended. I don't have time. But she immediately goes upstairs to tell, I think she told Preston first. Like, she ran into Preston and Alex first. And she was just like, where's Bria? Milo pooped downstairs underneath the pool table. And Silas, she ends up running into Silas and she tells him. And Silas makes an extreme big deal out of it, talking about we need to do a house meeting. And Preston is over it, right? Because Silas passes Bria's room to go to Preston's room and was like, hey, Milo pooped downstairs underneath the pool table. We need to have a house meeting. And Preston's like, I'm not having no more house meetings with y'all. And I'm with Preston. There's nothing else to talk about. I've already expressed my feelings about this damn dog. Go tell the owner of the dog that the dog shitted downstairs. Why does this need to be a moment? Like, what are you doing? This doesn't need to be a thing.
And it didn't. Silas, and he said it. He was trying not to be the so-called bad guy in this. It's not about being it's not about being the bad guy. The thing is, you literally passed Bria's room. You know, despite the little altercation they had a couple episodes, this is a new issue. You could have literally just knocked, hey, Milo, you know, let loose on the carpet. Can you go pick it up? I'm pretty sure, despite how crazy Bria is, she just would have wanted to go do it.
Well, she did. Because what ended up happening, like I said, Summer passed by Alex in the hallway too, so he heard it. And Alex is the one that went and told Bria. And Bria was like, oh, where is it? And she ran downstairs and she picked it up. And it was no problem. Because that's how easy it is. Again, we already know how everybody feels about the dog being an unwelcome guest in the house, but I feel like everybody has now embraced it now. Good for them. So it is what it is.
It was Silas. It was just Silas.
Right. Drama queen. So again, the girls are deciding to do their little spa day. They're giving each other facials and pedicures and manis. And Jasmine is still trying to make this Jordan and Amir thing a thing. She's still like,
she don't want that.
Girl, let it go. Jordan has already said multiple episodes she's not interested in a relationship. Stop trying to push her in his direction. Stop it. They're cool because we've been seeing them even in this episode alone. Like they, go off with each other. They'll be like chilling on the couch talking. They'll even be like laying in the bed together, not like cuddling or anything, but like he'll lay across it and she's like under the covers and they just chilling, like they talking. And I appreciate Amir not being over the top because he did make it known that he is feeling Jordan. So I don't want to give him credit for doing the right thing, not making a woman feel uncomfortable. But like, I feel like he's just been kind of chilling and trying to wait until like, see if she meets him halfway with making a move. But she's not. She's not giving that. So like, stop pushing it, Jasmine. Like, I'm so over this conversation with all of them. So the conversation then switches to Shanice, and Shanice is just talking about her weekend of adventure she had. She said that she slept with some basketball player. Sounds like a regular Saturday night for Shanice.
Hot pocket.
Hot
and ready, baby.
Then she talks about Alex. And because I think somebody brought up about like, oh, like Alex is attractive, or these are the attractive men in the house or whatever. And she was like, well, yeah, Alex isn't really my type. And I was like,
oh, now he's not your type.
Like, bitch, what? Because he was just your type. And everybody's your type. Stop it.
So now he's not your type because he went online and saw your episode of 20 for 20.
Right. And he never said anything to you. He didn't say, and he still, when she came into the house, he spoke. He was like, what's up, Shanice? Like, we can still talk, but she's a little salty.
Shanice is either, and I give it 2 years, Shanice would be on Dateline or Snap.
Like,
either one of them.
She did talk about the incident with her ex. Like, she elaborates a little bit more about how it was a really bad breakup and how he went out of his way to publicly humiliate her on social media. How she got a lot of death threats from other women. I listen, this is my first time meeting these people. I still don't even really know who her man is. I tried to Google it. I don't remember him from Insecure. Maybe he was just a guest star for one day and it didn't matter. I don't know. But what I will say is she's never lied about being bullied on social media. Like, we all know that that's true. And I know that people take it way too far with giving death threats for situations that have nothing to do with them.
I know. Imagine giving death, like, so many people are fucking losers.
Right, like that's crazy. Just so lame. Like,
okay, y'all. So this night they actually did something different. So the girls went out and did their thing, and the guys went out and did their thing. It seemed like the guys kind of went to like I guess I'll say like a sports bar ordeal. Silas has an interesting conversation with the guys. He's talking about how since being on vacation, Jasmine has not been on the routine. He claims one thing he dislikes about what Jasmine's doing on vacation is her sleeping in, because he feels that's taken away from the routine of her making him breakfast in the morning. And he complained because he said the breakfast sandwich he had that morning, I believe, was burnt or not to his taste. So he's having an issue about Jasmine not following the routine. And of course, it's not making King Silas happy. Silas, this ain't the military, bro. It's really not. But like I said, I only say so much because, Silas has a military background. I don't know about the African, culture when it comes to how the marriages. But Silas is really harping on this. She needs to be up to make me breakfast.
It's not just that. Silas is a whole asshole, and I don't like him. Next, let's talk about something else. Keep going.
While Silas was talking about Jasmine, that prompted Jason, which is Jasmine's old roommate, to say something, which he should, that's his friend. Which then prompted Silas to ask Jason, what do you look for in a woman? And Jason said, I like my women ambitious, as well as I like communicators. Which then prompted Silas to go sideways and say, well, Jason, nice guys finish last. Which made everybody look like, what? And, as soon as Silas said that, myself having different types of friends, be it high school, college, fraternity, all that stuff. I knew where this was going. I already knew where it was going.
To hell. It's going to hell.
And soon after that, Silas was giving his ones and twos some advice to Jason, pretty much saying how, talking about Jason and his emotions. You can't let a woman see your emotions, and you don't listen to women. And he's like, in a nutshell, bro, you ain't gonna get no pussy off that.
Oh yeah, his exact phrase right here. He said, if you listen to women too much, you will never get pussy. Those were his words.
But what's crazy? Like, that comment sounds so college. That sounds so undergrad. / maybe senior year of high school. That sounds so undergrad.
Oh, it was giving high
like
school.
You're a married dude. You're married. You went through this whole ceremony. I don't know how they do in Liberia. They went through a Liberian ceremony. And you talking about
Liberian ceremony.
And you talking about, well, you listen too much, you ain't getting the cat. Like, I'm pretty sure it was not hard to get it from Jasmine. Let's just call it a thing. Look at the crew. Look at the crew. Like, he made it seem like he climbed literally Mount Rushmore to get the draws from Jasmine.
Just because she didn't require anything. Man. I'm sorry, y'all. It's sometimes you have to laugh at the stupidity. Here's what I will say, because again, if you guys watch any of our other reviews, at this point, I feel like y'all know me just a little bit. I don't play these games. Right? But what I will say, positive note about this show is I like the differences of people and personalities that they have on this show, because this is one of the only shows that we're watching right now, and it's a all black cast, a predominantly black cast, and it makes up of women and men, and there's balance, right? So I love the fact that you had other men that were at the table that have sense and that was shocked, and then also that called Silas out. I mean, last week's episode with Nick having that conversation with Silas about his controlling ways and how, you keep trying to control your woman and try to cover it up by saying that you're protecting her. Like, you're gonna take away a lot of her independence, and she's not even gonna know how to really protect and stick up for herself. So conversations like that, I'm not gonna lie, I really do appreciate it. And I think that's been one thing that I really liked about the show. It's just the balance of, opinions, the difference of opinions of men, specifically black men, because we're not seeing it a lot on the other shows.
I know it's irrelevant, but I just kind of find it funny. Nick had this genuine conversation with Silas.
Yeah.
But we're hearing this from a dude hiding a girlfriend at every girl's deal.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. Listen, it's baby steps. It's baby steps. So, listen, okay?
Nick said, look, y'all got to pick y'all poison with me. Do y'all want good philosophy? I don't know what word is philosophy, Nick. Or do y'all want DM Hopper Nick shooting that shot?
I mean, listen. I'm trying to give him a little bit of credit, okay? I didn't say it was perfect. But what I'm saying is that there still seems to be a balance, right? Like when Phil ratchet ass came into the house, like the other guys was not here for it, right?
Well, so after that scene, what was so funny was these two ladies sent 2 shots to the guys' table. So they sent a shot to Silas Almighty as well as Alex. And, the guys, went ahead and jumped on this. They're just like, you ain't taking that shot. Right. Didn't we just have this conversation about accepting free drinks?
Right.
And Silas had that look on his face like, damn, you caught me.
Right.
And then, they had a little question for him about why he wasn't wearing his ring or his wedding band.
So, babe, can I take other drinks from other men?
No, because I got money for you. Bruh, no, because I make money.
Would you have it? But money has nothing to do with it. I'm out. And a guy gets me a drink. And clearly, you're not with me. I'm out with my friends. Are you cool with me accepting a drink? If I was to tell you.
If you wouldn't tell me.
I mean, that's the only way that you would know, because you wouldn't be with me.
Nah, I still believe that shit.
You have a problem with
I
it
believe,
too.
I believe guys want something in return. I've always feel that way.
All right. Y'all, I try to trip them up because we've already had this conversation. I feel completely opposite. I have had many men buy me drinks, buy my homegirls drinks. It pretty much happens every time that I go out. I'm not trying to big myself up, y'all. That's not where I'm coming from with this. But every time I do go out by myself or with my homegirls, y'all know what I mean. When I'm out with my friends, we always get drinks. That's just what it is. Whether it's them trying to holler at one of my homegirls or me or whatever the case is, it happens all the time. I will say this though. I can only count on one hand how many times it has happened and it has gotten disrespectful. I will say majority of the time, if not all of the time, when a guy sends us drinks, they don't expect something in return. I've actually had a guy, me and my cousin was at a concert. We're standing in line. This guy's standing right in front of us. He doesn't say nothing to us the whole time. And we had to be in line for like maybe 8 to 10 minutes. It was a long line. Never says anything to us. He gets to the bar. We get to the girl next to him, the bartender next to who he was dealing with. And he was like, oh, take care of their drinks too. And we said, oh, thank you. That was really sweet. And he walked off. Stuff like that happens all the time. Like, I'm not exaggerating. And again, I'm not just trying to big myself up. It just happens all the time. So this issue is not an issue to me.
So if I'm out with the guys and we're having conversation with, you know, we can be at a bar or whatnot, just have a general conversation with some ladies we met. Would it be an issue if I?
Yeah, listen. You see how you took it too far.
It's
He talking about conversations and all, which I mean that's fine too. That is totally fine. Do you need to be buying other women drinks? No, you don't. That doesn't need to be a thing. But I'm not buying other men drinks. That's like, to me, I don't feel like that's the same thing at all. I really don't. Now, if it was the same scenario as Silas and somebody, forget Silas, if it was the same scenario as Alex and then a woman bought you a drink, brought drinks to y'all's table, and they never come over, because those ladies never come over to the table. They just sent over drinks, right? I don't care. You can text me right there and be like, babe, these ladies in here buying us drinks. Oh, okay, that's what's up.
Look.
I don't care.
I ain't for the shit. I make money. I'll send you some money while you go out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, I know. You do it all the time. But also, am I supposed to reject this free drink from a guy that I don't even know where he was at? Because that has happened to me too. A bartender comes and is like, oh, the drinks are on the house. Somebody just took care of it. And we never see the guys.
You're just lucky that time.
No argument. They have no argument. They have no argument. Okay, so now we flash to the girls' night out, right? So they are turning up. I didn't expect anything less. I mean, the shots are coming. The drinks are coming. The twerking is starting. They busting it wide open on the dance floor. They, making the ass go in a circle. They're here for it, right? They're falling in bushes. They're peeing outside of the car. They're doing all the things. It looks like a fun night. And it seems like Bria and Shanice, like I said 2 reviews ago, they are the ringleaders. Can't nobody tell me different. And Jordan said this. She was like, Silas worried about me. And I'm not even the hypest bunny out of the bunch. He need to be worried about these 2 over here. And it's very clear and obvious to me that they're always the ringleaders. Specifically that Shanice. So when they get to the house, things turn up to another level. Now they running around the house naked. They getting on top of the table. They still twerking. They jumping into the pool naked. They start getting in the jacuzzi. And then the guys come home. So the guys come home. Silas just worried about what happened, what the girls do out, because there he go. So he's in the kitchen talking to Summer, and he's trying to like push Summer, like, where y'all go today? Like, or where y'all go tonight? Who was y'all talking to? Was there guys there? Like, were there guys there? Yes, there were guys there. They went to a bar. Like, what? It was an all-female bar. That's what you thought? What? Jasmine comes in the kitchen, and Summer's like, Silas asking all the details of tonight, and then she was like, what was y'all doing tonight? Where were y'all at? And Jasmine was like, don't even answer that because I don't even care. I don't want to know. But Bria goes outside and she sees that her bestie is butt naked, like really butt naked in the jacuzzi with her man Simon and Jason, and I think Jordan was out there, and Amir was out there. Like, everybody was out there, and it's so funny because most of the people that was outside wasn't even paying Shanice any mind. I think at this point they're just kind of like over it. Like, there goes Shanice.
We've seen your boobs before,
right? Like, they're like, it is what it is. Except Jason. Jason was like, okay, like it's just titties and ass, huh? Like, that's just what we gonna do tonight. But Simon was up there doing his white man groove. I don't know what he was doing. But he's in his own zone. He wasn't even paying attention either. Dude, like, he really was like, I don't know what he was doing.
Well, he was over there shooting at flies.
And then Bria loses her shit. Like, she's going off. She was like, this hoe is really in the jacuzzi with my man butt naked. And I was like, now guys, I might shock you just for a second. I didn't see anything wrong with this. I didn't see anything wrong with it. But hear me out. Hear me out. Don't get upset. Hear me out. I didn't see anything wrong with it because of the people that we're talking about. It was, first of all, y'all was all just naked, running around the house, jumping in the pools. Now, granted, the guys weren't there yet. However, I don't know. It just seems like that's how you guys get down, honestly. And I'm talking about you and your bestie. Like, y'all two specifically. It seems like that's what y'all do. And it's because Shanice was just so comfortable with it, it seemed like she was used to it because that's how y'all get down. Like, that's why I didn't see anything wrong with it. Now, if we were talking about Bree and Evan on a trip with whoever, yeah, there's issues. Like, nah, you're not, that's not a thing. But we're not talking about me and my homegirls because that's not how we roll. But that's how y'all roll. So I didn't understand what the problem was. Did you? I didn't get it.
Girls gone wild.
I mean, that's what they do though. That's their thing. The next day, Bria is running around telling everybody. This scene was really funny.
Everybody that was listening.
She was running around the house talking to everybody about Shanice and trying to get them, I guess, upset or to understand where she was coming from. Like, she just kept saying the story over and over again. And everybody was just kind of like...
Even Milo was over it. He's like, I'm supposed to be your support dog. I need a support dog for you.
Everybody is over it. Like, she starts talking to Preston. Preston's like, you kind of keep finding yourself in the center of every issue that we've had so far. Like, do you think that it might just kind of be you? And then she's just like, I'm sorry, I can't even do the face. But she's so confused. Bria is such a nightmare that is funny at this point. She looks confused all the time. She's so like, this girl is batshit crazy. Like, she's just unhinged. Like, I cannot. She even calls her mom. Why do I keep laughing? She calls her mom, and her mom was like, I mean, that's Shanice. Like, Shanice does that.
I mean, she probably invited Shanice to the family cookout. Shanice was naked on the tables, too. That's why she's like,
because she knows Shanice and her daughter. Like, that's what they do. Summer, when the night that it happened, when Bria came in the house and slammed the door, she was like, that bitch is out there naked in the pool with Simon. And Summer was like, I mean, yeah, what else is new?
Sounds about right.
That sounds about right. Y'all got a reputation, so what do you want us to do about it now? I don't know why this is so funny.
Because it's a joke. They're all jokes. All right. So, Alex, Amir, Jordan, and Shanice went to go play tennis. But while they're playing tennis, others were at home getting ready for their little brunch date in which everybody's going to dress in pastel colors. And so we have a funny little scene because Silas and Jason are trying to carry this table outside. And Silas is getting on Jason's nerves.
And mine.
Silas was over here having PTSD flashbacks from the military boy. So Silas was kind of overbearing Jason with some directions for the table. I thought I heard him say something about how to lift this table, and Jason's like, dude,
you don't need to micromanage me moving the table.
What are you doing? And so while doing it, they kind of got into it, a little verbal back and forth. And at the end, Silas let it be known, I'm like this because of my platoon from the Marines. And the Marines, we really explain things to a T because we have to, blasey. Just Silas being extra.
I will say this. I think that was just an excuse. Yes, Silas is controlling and he's a complete asshole. But on top of that, I also just feel like it's a lack of respect for Jason.
Yeah.
I really like Jason. I just don't feel like he would have been talking that way to the other guys. No. Because he also did the same thing with Preston when they were working out. Remember that happened a couple episodes ago? And he was talking to him crazy and like they were just working out. It wasn't a military boot camp. But the way he was trying to come at Preston was basically like, you need to calm down. I don't feel like he would have came at Alex or even Nick or Amir the same way. And I think y'all know where I'm going with this. I think he has a preconceived notion of these guys, and I think he's trying to punk them. And I did not appreciate at all the way he was talking to Jason.
That and because Jason, how close he is with Jasmine. He was gonna
that too. I will say that too.
He was going to be extra. And so soon after that scene, there was a scene of, I believe Silas was on his laptop. I think they're up in the room. And Silas had an issue with Jasmine. He felt like during that, whatever, it's not even altercation, but whatever happened, he kind of felt like it looked as if he was controlling. And he felt like Jasmine did not back him up
on his controlling ways. Yeah.
He felt like Jasmine did not back him up and made him look like that. And it's like, Silas, I mean, we surpassed the backup stage. Like, she can't back you up for that. Everybody knows it. Right. Everybody sees it. Everybody hears it.
And how, that's how you are. What I'm supposed to do? That was you. You're not likable. You're not fun to be around. You always trying to control things and just he's just extra annoying. He is not a person I would want to be on vacation with at all. Him or his wife. Because she's the same way, trying to create situations. She's giving prompts to start conversations and everything is a speech. And it's girl,
So soon after that scene, Jasmine walks out. She tied up. So outside, I believe, was Alex, Jordan, and Nick. They were setting up the table. And, this kind of took me off guard. It was random. So I set up the table. Alex let it be known to Jordan, hey, you looking thick. And for me, I had to take a double take. I was like, what?
That was weird.
I was like, that's kind of random.
Yeah, that was weird. I thought he was off of Jordan.
Yeah, I thought he was on Summer.
Yeah.
But yeah, so he made that comment. He kind of apologized, kind of let it be known. I'm not saying it in that manner. I'm just trying to compliment you. And she was taken off guard because it was one of those things where it's like, where'd this come from? You haven't really came at me the whole time. Blasey. And I thought it was interesting. And you let me know how you feel about this too. Because Alex kind of put some information out there saying, well, it was kind of hard because, it seemed like you were already assigned to somebody.
I didn't like that. Is that what you're asking me about?
Yeah, but yeah, like, he said he felt like you were assigned, like they assigned you to Amir already. So it's like, I really couldn't do nothing about that. Like, what do you want me to do with that? And of course, she took offense to that, which anybody should. It's like, how dare you do that? And I'm not aware. Like, you're trying to you're trying to match me with somebody and not give me a choice, not even give me a say.
I mean, yeah, I didn't like it. It was definitely off putting, and it's not so much towards Alex. It's just that I feel like from the very beginning they have been trying to push or force Jordan to be with Amir. And she's not interested, and I feel like she said that more than once. And it's not just anything just towards Amir. She just doesn't want to be in a relationship right now. She's not trying to get caught up in somebody else. Yeah. So I do think that the wording that he decided to use was a little off about how she was kind of assigned to somebody. I wasn't really feeling that. It's clear to me though that this is about to be a bigger issue because from the looks of it, for the scenes of the next episode, this is about to be a thing. So I'm gonna really kind of save my real critique about this subject for that episode because I really want to see how this plays out. But up until this point, I will say, in my opinion, the person that has been pushing her Amir's direction the most has been Jasmine. That's in my opinion.
Jasmine, I know Jordan goes up to Shanice, asking her, are you gonna, come down? Because Shanice was still in the bed. And by the way, let me mention too, Bria was not going to take part.
Oh yeah, Bria doesn't want to come.
She was still in her feelings, like we talked about. She was still in her feelings because nobody's understanding her, including Milo. So Simon, I think
Simon's just sitting there looking like, I'm just happy to be here.
I'm just happy to be here. And,
and then he came downstairs and he was setting up the table and he had on his pastel colors. So he was like, I don't know what she about to do.
And Milo, having to deal with this abuse, Milo was in the bed writing his will because he's about to jump out the window. But and so after that scene, everybody's outside at the table, and to our surprise, which is not really a surprise, Shanice walks out the top balcony, topless. I don't know if she had drawers on, shorts. I don't know.
She was just topless.
Walks out topless. Some people are just like, oh, that's just Shanice. Jasmine, I can tell, is pissed because Silas is outside. Yeah. Once again, Simon's introduced to Shanice in a whole different manner. And, that's how the episode ended.
She's just so lame, right? Like, she's just really lame because it's a little cringy, or it's really cringy because it's like you're doing all of this and, like, none of the guys or nobody's paying attention. They're just kind of like, are you serious? Like, come on, put your clothes on. Let's go downstairs and eat. Like, what? Like, why are you doing this extra stuff? Like, again, I don't know how old this group is. I want to say we're probably the same age, around the same age. So
high 20s.
Yeah, either late 20s, super early 30s.
Yeah. And
I just want to say I think that this level of behavior is like it's giving frat house, like it's like sorority girl, like it's a little lame to me. And I'm talking about this, like, girl, like, even for, and I'm talking about your personal friend group because again, this is not a thing in my life because can you imagine her on vacation with our friends? I don't even gotta say nothing. Everybody's gonna say something. We don't play these games.
So y'all definitely let us know how y'all feel about this episode. Let us know if you liked it, cringeworthy, It was all over the place. I want to see this backlash to have so much Shanice because I think now Jasmine's like, oh, you get naked in front of my man now.
Right.
After Bria's been over here trying to get everybody to sign a petition. And it's like, now Jasmine's upset. So, definitely let us know how you feel. We're back at it again next week. Y'all be sure to watch the episode. We will, as y'all already know. We'll give y'all a very great review. So, like I said, we'll see y'all next week. You have any words for them?
No, just make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, guys.
And like I said, give us something to talk about in the comments. We will reply. So bring it to us.
Oh, and also make sure to put your requests or recommendation of other shows that you would like for us to review or would like our opinions on. Make sure to put that down in the comments.
Without further ado, y'all know how we do. Drink your water and be safe in these streets.
Bye.